Hello, and welcome to Aiken Pre-1 Practice. Today we'll focus on the first part of the interview. Last time, we practiced telling a story. Today, let's do it again with a different image. Follow along. Today, I'll be guiding you through a practice example. Same as last time, there will be short breaks of about 10 seconds for you to think, but if you need more time, pause the video until you're ready to continue. Before you look at the picture, please read the topic sentence. Okay, are you ready? Next, check your starting sentence. Got it? Let's add that to our story. One day, a school teacher was taking a walk in her hometown. Now, let's go into more details. First, give it a shot yourself. You'll have a minute to prepare, so that's 15 seconds per panel. Take 15 seconds now to think about all of the things you can say about this first panel. Go! Okay, here's my example. See if you thought of any of the same ideas. One day, a school teacher was taking a walk in her town. She happened to see a notice on a notice board. It called for volunteers to visit a local retirement home. The teacher was interested, so she wrote down the details in her notebook. So how did you do? Now, look at the example carefully. What action words did I include? Find them now. The actions I included were see, called for, and wrote down. Did I include any emotions or feelings? Yes, I included the teacher's feelings. She was interested. What objects and information did I include directly from the picture? I included notice board, call for volunteers to visit the retirement home, and notebook. Remember, we don't know exactly what she's writing in her notebook, but we can make a good guess that it's the details. If you said she wrote down the information or the phone number, that would also be a good answer. Let's move on to panel 2. Okay, you know what to do. Again, take 15 seconds to think of your story. Include the speech bubbles and recall our lesson on reported speech. What did each character say? Ready? Go! Okay, let's try it out. The next day, the teacher went to talk to the principal of her school. She asked if she could take her students to the retirement home. The principal said that it sounded like a good idea. Do you see how we used the reported speech? Let's do a quick review. Look at the teacher's speech bubble. Do you notice that she's asking a question? So instead of she said, we use she asked. She also uses the form may I, which is the same as can I or could I, and is used to ask for permission. To change this to reported speech, may becomes might. And can and could both take the form could. The answer, she asked if she might take her students, would also be correct and match the speech bubble exactly. But since in this situation, can and could are interchangeable with may, it's just as natural to use she asked if she could take her students. Take a moment now to look at how the principal's phrase is reported. Now let's move on to panel 3. Ready for this one? Look at the text, the people, the location, and the emotions. Take 15 seconds to think of your story. Ready? Go! Okay, let's try it out. A few days later, the teacher asked her students if they would like to visit a retirement home. They were enthusiastic, and she wrote down a list of activities they could do on the board. Notice that we don't have a speech bubble here, but we can still make a guess about what happened. A student is raising their hand, which means they are likely answering a question that the teacher has asked. The students are all smiling, and it looks like they're participating in their class. So I chose the word enthusiastic. What word did you choose to describe their emotions? Maybe you chose excited or interested. And notice how I've added details to a few parts, such as activities. Instead of saying the teacher wrote a list of activities, I added what kind of activities and where she wrote the list. Now, let's move on to panel 4. Okay, last one. What will you say about the final panel? As always, you have 15 seconds. Go! Here's my answer. 2 weeks later, the teacher went with the children to the retirement home. Some children played cards with a group of old women, and others listened to people talk about the old days. The children and the people in the retirement home all enjoyed their time together. Please pause the video here and take a minute to examine the sample answer and how it reflects the picture. You got this! And now you've completed the story. Try practicing with this example by reading it out loud until you can say it quickly and smoothly. Make sure you research past exams. Look for as many samples as you can to familiarize yourself with the style. You can also practice with any picture or comic. Train yourself to quickly examine a situation and describe it. Practice your storytelling skills and build your vocabulary so that you'll be ready for the exam. As you practice, it's a good idea to use a thesaurus and a dictionary to expand your options. Best of luck on the ACAN Pre-1 storytelling. Bye, everyone!